India is a vast country. The climatic conditions like temperature, humidity and rainfall vary from one region to another. Accordingly, there is a rich variety of crops grown in different parts of the country. Despite this diversity, two broad cropping patterns can be identified. These are Kharif crops. The crops which are sown in the rainy season are called Kharif crops. The rainy season in India is generally from June to September. Paddy, maize, soybean, groundnut, cotton, etc. are Kharif crops. Rabi crops. The crops grown in the winter season are called Rabi crops. Their time period is generally from October to March. Examples of Rabi crops are wheat, gram, pea, mustard and linseed. Besides these, pulses and vegetables are grown during summer at many places. Basic practices of crop production. Why can paddy not be grown in the winter season? Paddy requires a lot of water. Therefore, it is grown only in the rainy season. Cultivation of crops involves several activities undertaken by farmers over a period of time. You may find that these activities are similar to those carried out by a gardener or even by you when you grow ornamental plants in your house. These activities or tasks are referred to as agricultural practices. These activities are listed below. Preparation of soil, sowing, adding manure and fertilizers, irrigation, protecting from weeds, harvesting, storage. Preparation of soil. The preparation of soil is the first step before growing a crop. One of the most important tasks in agriculture is to turn the soil and loosen it. This allows the roots to penetrate deep into the soil. The loose soil allows the roots to breathe easily even when they go deep into the soil. Why does the loosening of soil allow the roots to breathe easily? The loosened soil helps in the growth of earthworms and microbes present in the soil. These organisms are friends of the farmer since they further turn and loosen the soil and add humus to it. But why does the soil need to be turned and loosened? You have learned in the previous classes that soil contains minerals, water, air, and some living organisms. In addition, did plants and animals get decomposed by soil organisms? In this way, various nutrients held in the dead organisms are released back into the soil. These nutrients are again absorbed by plants. Since only a few contaminants of the top layer of soil supports plant growth, turning and loosening of soil brings the nutrient-rich soil to the top so that plants can use these nutrients. Thus, turning and loosening of soil is very important for cultivation of crops. The process of loosening and turning of the soil is called tilling or plunging. This is done by using a plug. Plots are made of wood or iron. If the soil is very dry, it may need watering before plunging. The plunged field may have big pieces of soil called crumbs. It is necessary to break these crumbs with a plug. The field is leveled for sowing as well as for irrigation purposes. The leveling of soil is done with the help of a leveler. Sometimes manure is added to the soil before tilling. This helps in proper mixing of manure with the soil. The soil is ended before sowing. Agricultural implements. Before sowing the seeds, it is necessary to break soil to the size of grains to get better yield. This is done with the help of various tools. The main tools used for this purpose are the plug, hoe and cultivator. Plug. This is being used since ancient times for tilling the soil, adding fertilizers to the crop, removing the weeds, scraping of soil, etc. This implement is made of wood and is drawn by a pair of bulls or other animals. It contains a strong triangular iron strip called plowshare. The other end attached to a beam which is placed on the bull's necks. One pair of bulls and a man can easily operate the plug. The indigenous wooden plug is increasingly being replaced by iron plugs nowadays. Hoe. It is a simple tool which is used for removing weeds and for loosening the soil. It has a long rod of wood or iron. A strong, broad and bent plate of iron is fixed to one of its ends and works like a blade. It is pulled by animals. Cultivator. Nowadays, plowing is done by tractor-driven cultivator. The use of cultivator saves labor and time. Sowing is the most important part of crop production. Before sowing, good quality seeds are selected. Good quality seeds are clean and healthy seeds of a good variety. Farmers prefer to use seeds which give a high yield. One day I saw my mother put some gum seeds in a vessel and pour some water on them. After a few minutes, some seeds started to float on top. I wonder why some seeds float on water. Are there seeds which float on water? Would those be lighter or heavier than those which sink? Why would they be lighter? Damaged seeds become hollow and are thus lighter. Therefore, they float on water. This is a good method for separating good, healthy seeds from the damaged ones. Before sowing, one of the important tasks is to know about the tools used for sowing seeds. Traditional tool. The tool used traditionally for sowing seeds that shaped like a funnel. The seeds are filled into the funnel, passed down through 2 or 3 pipes having sharp ends. These ends pierce into the soil and place seeds there. Crop production and management. Pahali and Puha went to their uncle's house during the summer vacation. Their uncle is a farmer. One day they saw some tools like kurbi, sickle, shovel, pluck, etc. in the field. I want to know where and how we use these tools. You have learned that all living organisms require food. Plants can make their food themselves. Can you recall how green plants synthesize their own food? Animals, including humans, cannot make their own food. So, where do animals get their food from? But first of all, why do we have to eat food? You already know that the energy from food is utilized by organisms for carrying out their various body functions, such as digestion, respiration, and excretion. We get our food from plants or animals or both. Food has to be produced in a large scale in order to provide food for a large population. Regular production, proper management, and distribution of food is necessary. Agricultural practices. Till 10,000 BC, people were nomadic. They were wandering in groups from place to place in search of food and shelter. They ate raw fruits and vegetables and started hunting for animals for food. Later, they would cultivate land and produce rice, wheat, and other food crops. Thus was born agriculture. When plants of the same kind are grown and cultivated at one place on a large scale, it is called a crop. For example, crop of the wheat means that all the plants grown in a field are that of wheat. You already know that crops are of different types like cereals, vegetables and fruits. These can be classified on the basis of the season in which they grow. India is a vast. When did you go to sleep yesterday?
We went to sleep yesterday at 9:30 p.m.
At what time did you wake up this morning?
We wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Who woke up you up this morning?
Mr. Akash wake up.
What game did you play yesterday?
We played football yesterday.
Did Piyush join you for football?
No, he did not join us for football.
Why did he not play football yesterday?
He did not play football yesterday because he was sick.
Which team won the game yesterday?
Vijay's team won the game.
Where did you work yesterday?
I worked in the garden yesterday.
Who worked with you?
Vijay worked with me.
Did you water all the flower pots yesterday?
No, sir. We watered most of the flower pots yesterday. We finished the rest this morning.
Did you play any indoor game yesterday?
No, sir. I did not play anything.
What did you do?
I chatted with my friend Piyush in the garden.
What did you want from the gardener?
I wanted a few seeds to take home.
Did he give them to you?
Not yet. He asked me to come in the evening. It enhances the water holding capacity of the soil. It makes the soil porous, due to which exchange of gases become easy. It increases the number of friendly microbes. It improves the texture of the soil. Irrigation. All living beings need to water to live. Water is important for proper growth and development of flowers, fruits and seeds of plants. Water is absorbed by the plant roots along with the water. Minerals and fertilizers are also absorbed. Plants contain nearly 90% water. Water is essential because germination of seeds does not take place under dry conditions. Nutrients dissolved in water get transported to each part of the plant. Water also protects the crop from both frost and hot air currents. To maintain the moisture of the soil for healthy crop growth, fields have to be watered regularly. The supply of water to crops at different intervals is called irrigation. The time and frequency of irrigation varies from crop to crop, soil to soil, and season to season. In summer, the frequency of watering is higher. Why is it so? Could it be due to increased rate of evaporation of water from the soil and the leaves? I am very careful this year about watering the plants. Last summer, my plants dried up and died. Sources of irrigation. The sources of irrigation are wells, tube wells, ponds, lakes, rivers, dams and canals. Traditional method of irrigation. The water available in wells, lakes and canals is lifted up by different methods in different regions for taking it to the fields. Cattle or human labor is used in these methods. So these methods are cheaper but less efficient. The various traditional ways are moat, pulley system, chain pump. Pumps are commonly used for lifting water. Diesel, biogas, electricity and solar energy is used to run these pumps. Seed drill. Nowadays, the seed drill is used for sowing with the help of tractors. This tool sows the seeds uniformly at proper distances and depths. It ensures that seeds get covered by the soil after sowing. This prevents damage caused by birds. Sowing by using a seed drill saves time and labor. There is a nursery near my school. I found that little plants were kept in small bags. Why are they kept like this? Seeds of a few plants such as paddy are first grown in a nursery. When they grow to plants, they are transplanted in the field manually. Some forest plants and flowering plants are also grown in the nursery. An appropriate distance between the seeds is important to avoid overcrowding of plants. This allows plants to get sufficient sunlight, nutrition and water from the soil. Sometimes a few plants have to be removed to prevent overcrowding. The substances which are added to the soil in the form of nutrition for the healthy growth of plants are called manure and fertilizers. Adding manure and fertilizers. I saw a healthy crop growing in the farm. In the neighboring farm, the plants were weak. Why do some plants grow better than others? Soil supplies mineral nutrition to the crop. These nutrients are essential for the growth of plants. In certain areas, farmers grow crop after crop in the same field. The field is never left uncultivated or fallow. Imagine what happens to the nutrients. Continuous growing of crops makes the soil poorer in certain nutrients. Therefore, farmers have to add manure to the fields to replenish the soil with nutrients. This process is called manuring. Improper or insufficient manuring results in weak plants. Manure is an organic substance obtained from the decomposition of plant or animal wastes. Farmers dump plant and animal waste in its pits at open places and allow it to decompose. The decomposition is caused by some microorganisms. The decomposed matter is used as organic manure. You have already learned about vermicomposting in this video. Did all the plants in all the classes grow at the same pace? Which class showed better growth of plants? In which class was the growth fastest? Fertilizers are chemical substances which are rich in a particular nutrient. How are these different from manure? Fertilizers are produced in factories. Some examples of fertilizers are urea, ammonium sulfate, superphosphate, potash, NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. The use of fertilizers has helped farmers to get better yield of crops such as wheat, paddy and maize, but excessive use of fertilizers has made the soil less fertile. Fertilizers have also become a source of water pollution. Therefore, in order to maintain the fertility of the soil, we have to substitute fertilizers by organic manure or leave the field uncultivated in between two crops. The use of manure improves soil texture as well as its water retaining capacity. It replenishes the soil with all the nutrients. Another method of replenishing the soil with the nutrients is through crop rotation. This can be done by growing different crops alternatively. Earlier, farmers in northern India used to grow legumes as fodder in one season and wheat in the next season. This helped in the replenishment of the soil with nitrogen. Farmers are being encouraged to adopt this practice. In these previous videos, you have learned about rice-borne bacteria. These are present in the nodules of the roots of leguminous plants. They fix atmospheric nitrogen. Advantage of manure. The organic manure is considered better than fertilizers. This is because
അതൊന്ന് ചുമ വീണ്ടും വന്നോ?